Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tracking the rise of drone warfare. Honestly, it's one of the most massive paradigm shifts in modern history. We're talking about this wild evolution from the really messy ground-level intelligence operations of the Cold War, straight into the data-driven, remote-controlled skies of modern combat. The way the military operates today, it's fundamentally different from even just a few decades ago. And understanding exactly how we got here is absolutely fascinating. Let's get into it. So, to really wrap our heads around this evolution, we gotta ask ourselves a core question. How exactly did global combat become a remote-controlled war? Like, how did we get from geography-bound soldiers and on-the-ground spies to operators sitting thousands of miles away, fighting entirely through screens and algorithms?
Section 1. The problem with messy assassinations.
Before the digital age, taking out a target was, incredibly messy. You had to rely on special forces raids, car bombs, bribing local warlords, the whole shebang. These operations were high risk, super expensive, and almost always left a trail. The CIA desperately wanted a cleaner, faster, and cheaper alternative, one that, crucially, didn't put American lives on the line.
And there was a very good reason for wanting that pivot. Past physical operations, like the Phoenix program back during the Vietnam War, were just too brutal. They were so messy that they left permanent black marks on America's reputation. Slipping agents into enemy territory was just becoming completely untenable. And this really set the stage for a desperate need to lean into what America was truly good at, right? Building great technologies.
Section 2. The 9/11 Catalyst.
But what actually forced this technological vision into reality was an unprecedented, devastating catalyst. The shocking tragedy of September 11, 2001 completely rewrote the mandate for intelligence and combat operations. With nearly 3,000 dead in a matter of hours, the mission became absolute. Find the enemy and make them pay.
There was a massive problem with using the old playbook, though. Al-Qaeda's leaders essentially vanished into the unforgiving mountains of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Traditional methods just couldn't reach them. Sending ground troops or vast espionage networks into that kind of remote terrain, it would have required massive, completely unacceptable costs in both money and, more importantly, human lives.
Section 3. Birth of the armed drone.
So, this incredibly urgent need to strike unreachable targets led directly to a revolutionary weapon. Back in the 1950s, the focus was really just on getting an eye in the sky, like the high-altitude U-2 spy planes. Then in the 90s came early simple drones, basically just flying cameras. But the real leap, that happened post-9/11. The CIA and Air Force took the Predator drone and strapped Hellfire missiles onto it. Suddenly, it wasn't just a scout, it was an assassin. And that brings us to the modern era,
With the MQ-9 Reaper. And wow, the technological leap here is just staggering. The Reaper is bigger, it's faster, and it has this incredible range. It can literally loiter over a target for 24 hours, just patiently watching every single move. Its cameras can read a license plate from miles away. Plus, its infrared sensors pierce right through the night and cloud cover. Thanks to satellite links, a single operator sitting safely in Nevada can watch, track, and execute a global strike without ever setting foot in enemy territory.
It was exactly this concept that totally redefined the battlefield. As the quote says, an eye in the sky that can not only see the target, but kill it instantly. It offered these ultra-precision strikes that risked absolutely zero American agents. A total game changer.
Section 4. A war without borders.
With this new capability unlocked, combat was no longer confined to, defined battle lines. The intelligence apparatus could now action a kill list across the entire globe in a matter of minutes. Convoys in Yemen erupted in fire. High-walled compounds in Pakistan literally vanished under plumes of smoke. Militants in Somalia were scattered by incoming missiles. And each strike was carefully recorded as a data point, proof of a kill actioned thousands of miles away from the physical trigger.
But here's the thing. Even though drones were completely reshaping the war, some targets still required a hybrid approach. Take the ultimate hunt for Osama bin Laden. He had evaded even the most advanced drone detection for nearly a decade. Getting him required a mix of patient, high-tech surveillance and old-school physical action. They tracked a suspect to an unusual, disconnected compound in Abbottabad, analyzed the high walls and lack of internet, and then, on May 2, 2011, executed a decisive SEAL Team 6 raid under the cover of darkness to finally finish the hunt.
Section 5. The algorithmic battlefield.
Now, taking out bin Laden didn't just magically end the war.
Terror networks simply adapted. They splintered and decentralized. The intelligence community quickly realized they had to start predicting attacks before they even happened. Enter Palantir. Founded by Alex Karp and Peter Thiel, this software startup had a brilliant idea. What if you could take Silicon Valley's massive data crunching power and aim it squarely at national security? The CIA actually invested early through its venture arm IonQtel to make this software a reality.
Palantir's real magic, though? It's connecting the dots. It ingests endless streams of data. We're talking phone calls, bank wires, live drone footage, weaving it all together. It connects these dots to expose hidden webs and patterns that no human analyst could ever process on their own. When you combine this massive data processing power with the Reaper strike capabilities, threats are anticipated and targets are actioned in hours instead of months. It is an unprecedented system of algorithmic combat.
And this represents the ultimate paradigm shift. The battlefield is no longer defined by geography, it's defined by information. The nation that controls the flow of data, the one that can see those hidden patterns and act on them instantly, well, they're the ones who control the outcome of the war. But, this brings us to today. Welcome to the era of maximum complexity. We all live in a highly data-driven world now, and our military tools totally reflect that. Sure, they're infinitely more powerful, but these interconnected systems are also far more fragile than ever before. Adversaries are out there right now developing their own AI surveillance and hypersonic weapons. In this algorithmic world, a single blind spot could set off a chain reaction that literally no one can stop.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. We've gone from special forces creeping through the jungle all the way to algorithms targeting enemies from the stratosphere. As this technological arms race accelerates, where is it going to take us next? In an era of maximum complexity, what is the future of global combat when the battlefield is defined entirely by algorithms? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.